We can now take you to the venue of what will be considerable attention tomorrow. That is Supreme Court. Ken Mijungu is standing by to tell us what will be expected as NASA will be filing the petition. Ken?
Right, Mark, a lot of things are expected here tomorrow. First, to begin with the timeline that they have left. By midnight tomorrow night, they must have filed that petition. And before I talk about the procedure that will follow after that, I'd like just to point out that the bench this time around will be 7. However, 2 of the former justices have since exited and they will not be on this bench, and there are 2 who have been introduced. Now, the 2 who have been introduced is the CJ himself, David Maraga, and Justice Philomena Mwilu. They're coming in, and remember the other time it was Dr. Willie Mutunga who was the CJ, and of course we've had Philip Tunoi, who has had to leave the judiciary and the Supreme Court for one reason or another. So let me talk about tomorrow. Now, by midnight tomorrow, Mark, they expect that NASA should have filed, and they have 2 days after tomorrow night of which to serve the respondents. Now, the last petition, that was the court petition, had Raila Odinga and 5 others, versus the IBC and 3 others. Now, the other people who were responding in the previous case were, apart from the IBC, were President Uhuru Kenyatta, his deputy William Ruto, and the former chair of the IBC, Isaac Hassan. So they have until the 18th, which is on Sunday, to serve the respondents. Then the respondents have 4 days of which they have to respond to NASA's petition, which means within that 4 days, by 24th, they should have responded to NASA. So the procedure that was explained in Sheila Sendeyo's story then takes over. Then they have from 25th to hear the case, and then by 1st of September, Mark, they must have ruled. They can listen to the case or hear the case in the least period possible between the 25th and 1st, but by 1st they must have given a verdict. Now, there can only be 2 possibilities out of this case. Either the Supreme Court will uphold the election of President Uhuru Kenyatta. If it happens, then it means President Uhuru Kenyatta will be sworn in by the 12th of September. The other scenario is if the Supreme Court says that this election was null and void, which means now the IBC has to organize another election within 60 days, starting from the day it's ruled, which is the 1st of September. Let's assume that they decide to make a ruling on the 1st of September. This takes us to the 31st of October, the first Tuesday after that ruling was made. That's the 31st October. It means we must have another election. I just also like to notify or to say this, that the ruling from this court, that is the Supreme Court, will be unchallengeable. It cannot be challenged either in the Supreme Court in form of an appeal or in any other court. So it's settled then. Now, after that, the country has to move on depending on how the ruling goes, Mark. So from tomorrow, we will be right here bringing you all the updates until the Supreme Court decides this case. We will be telling you also who exactly are involved in this case. We'll be defining the applicants. We already know that it's NASA, but we also know that there are interested parties who will be filing. We've had sentiments from Third Way Alliance, probably they'll want to be enjoined. And we'll also have the civil society, and we'll then have the respondents on the other side, who will be will include the IBC and the president-elect and the deputy president-elect, and obviously the chair of the IBC can also be sued. Apart from that, we'll have several interested parties. We will also have the AG who would like to be a friend of the court, and you remember the last case had a lot of other people who are interested in this case. So from tomorrow, stay tuned. The venue is the Supreme Court of Kenya right here in the CBD, where we'll be giving you all the details of this presidential petition.